on our team call, I asked a couple different groups that we had, what are you struggling with? What are your teams struggling with? And the common thing was belief, which is just so crazy from an outside perspective, because when I look at you guys, truly, I see like unlimited potential, and I see you all at the ranks that you want, at the income that you want, all of that, that I forget that not all of you believe in yourself as much as other people believe in you. But it's human nature, right? Like, I feel like people probably believe in me more than I think that I can achieve. So when I started to hear all of that, I wrote down some notes in my phone. And I wasn't planning on talking about this, so I hope it all makes sense as it comes out. And if you guys have questions or even just like limiting beliefs that you're struggling with, pretty please type them in the chat, just so that we can go over any of that stuff. But I have some notes, and I'm just going to kind of blurt it out as it comes to me. And I wanted to start with how to have your personal breakthrough. So we talked about this a little bit after Grant and I got back from the Tony Robbins conference. We talked about how to have your breakthrough, but it was reminded to me that a lot of us that don't believe in ourselves, it's not really belief that's holding you back. It's the fact that you feel stuck in some way, shape, or form, right? Like, hands up if you feel stuck in any way, shape, or form with your business. Gretchen's like, or life, am I right? Yeah. So I think everyone raised their hands. If not, good for you, because I also go through many periods of feeling stuck, and there's ways that you can get out of it. And the two ways to have your personal breakthrough, it's personal for you guys, right? Like, it has to be meaningful to you. And what works for me might not work for you. Thank you. What works for me is not what works for Gretchen. So I'm going to cover the two ways that Gret and I identified that we have big breakthroughs. So for me, it's by giving myself an experience. And so there's so many different examples of this, but one that I'm going to share with you guys is with binge eating disorder. For me, I had this experience of this one time, I can't even remember what it was, but long story short, I had this binge episode, right? And it was in the evening time, and Harry was asking me about my day and whatnot, and I was just feeling very short, and he said, "You feel so distant." And I was like, I don't know if that sounds crazy or not, but it was from the food. I just like felt like shit, and I didn't want to like talk about anything that day, And so for me, that experience put enough fear that it could impact my relationship or friendships or anything, that I wanted to make a change. Another thing was with coaching. I never had the intention of coaching full-time ever, but I really, really wanted the free trips. And when I went on my first free trip, that was when I was like, holy crap, like Beachbody pulls out all the stops, especially at the all-inclusive resorts. You just feel like kings and queens when you're there, and it's so much fun, and the community is so amazing that I had that experience, and that was when I decided I wanted to try coaching full-time. So for me, I'm very experience-driven, where another thing too, I want to be the person who flies first class, right? And not just say that I'm going to do that, but I want to. And so I'm flying on the beginning of December. I'm going home for Thanksgiving, and I'm flying back first class, partially because it's only an hour flight. So it's way cheaper to get a first class flight for an hour flight. But I want to give myself the experience of sitting in a first class seat, of having champagne on the plane, of doing all these things, because for me, that's what triggers me to push through whatever bullshit I'm telling myself, because I want that, right? I want a better relationship with my husband. I want to fly first class. I want to go on all of these trips. So if you're more experience-based, I say two things. One, think of past experiences that you've had that you have broken through something, that you've overcome something that made you feel stuck, and or allow yourself and create experiences for yourself to experience new things. Like, I bought that first class flight. Like, think of what can you do now that will allow you to experience something different that you haven't experienced before, that you want to experience, that you feel like will help you in your business. So that's the whole experience. The second way, and I'm actually going to have Gretchen talk about it because she's here, is strategy. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so at least for me, what I've done in the past that works for me is having a plan down to a T. And I have two experiences that I've thought of most recently that felt like something huge to overcome. And one was several years ago, the other was also a while ago, but I was challenged to think of how I overcame those. So one was a breakup. Two actually were breakups. And with both situations, I was dating the person for 3.5 years and then 4 years. So it was a long time. And my strategy with both of them was to have an exact plan. Like, when was I going to tell them? Exactly rehearsed exactly what I was going to say. In one case, I knew exactly who I wanted to go on a date with after, because I was just done. I was so over that relationship. And I had all of these things set in place. And then the other example I thought of was passing my boards. I'm a physical therapist. And guys, I had to take my boards 3 times, which is humiliating that I didn't pass on the first or second time. And I was close both times. But my strategy was, I made a calendar of like 2 or 3 months of what was I going to study each day? How long was I going to study it for? When was I going to take my practice exams? Who was I going to go to that could help me as a tutor? So like down to the very super specific strategies. And in both situations, I was able to overcome them using that technique. So I do like experiences. It's not that I don't want to experience them in the same way Sam does, but it's just not how I've previously had breakthroughs. Mine have been through planning and strategizing.
So I want you guys to type in the chat which way you're going to try, which way you think speaks more to you, either more experiences or more strategy.
Thanks, Shannon.
Not embarrassing at all, even the best doctors found time. Oh, Shannon, you're the best. And try it out. I definitely am a strategy girl. Like, I love being told what to do and how much I'm going to earn and blah, 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 and all of that. So I challenge you to think, like, try both. Yeah. If you've been the type to be like, I'm going to hit diamond by this day and I'm going to invite this many people, I'm going to do this, and it's not working, give yourself an experience, or vice versa. Strategy, both, finding my vision.
Knowing that experiences too might cost more money. Yeah. But I have been solely focusing on personal development around money mindset. And every single person that I've talked to at conferences or book that I've read or podcast says that you have to spend money before you get it. And if it's spending money on an experience that can give you that vision, then obviously it's worth it and more money will be coming your way. So I used to be stuck in that mindset of first class, no way. But like Sam said, it's an hour-long flight. It's going to be way cheaper to do first class for that than it would be for a 3 or 5 hour flight.
Yeah. And she was reading this book, Gretchen was, called Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And that's where flying first class, I've flown first class a couple of times, and it's incredible for me. It's just like gets me all giddy thinking about first class. So I've had the experience, which is why I know I want to make that one of my goals. And I started by not flying JetBlue, because on JetBlue, there's really no first class. It's all the same seats. I started flying Delta, hoping that they would upgrade me. And then after Gretchen was giving me these tips from the Get Rich Lucky Bitch book, she was like, you have to put it out into the, like, show the universe or whoever you believe in that you are ready for this. Like, upgrade to the next seat. So I started to upgrade. I think I paid like $30 extra for the more room. It wasn't first class, but it was just more room. And it was honestly like, it seems so small when you walk by them, but it was great having that little extra space in there. And then when I booked my first class flight that I'm going to be flying in a couple weeks, it was only $40 to upgrade to first class because it's such a short flight. But still, like, do things that, yes, it might cost a little bit more money. Don't go full blown right away, but give yourself those opportunities and experiences. Okay.
So I love that. We had a lot of strategy and experience.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Amy said, I'm very OCD and have made a new tracker based on our midday calls, and it's helped so much for me.
Awesome.
Very cool. Okay. So next, so with the whole belief thing, the first question I want to ask you is, why do you not believe in yourself? Has someone told you, I don't believe in you? Or did you have an experience where you were told, or for some reason think, that you shouldn't believe in yourself? And you don't have to, if you want to answer, totally fine. But my point being, every time I've doubted myself, everyone has believed in me. No one has ever said, Sam, I don't believe in you. Sam, you're not going to reach that goal. They may have said, Sam, you're crazy, but they've never said, I don't believe that you're not going to do what you need to do to get there. So realize that people believe in you. Like, and it's different when you don't believe in yourself, but think, why? Where is that stemming from? What limiting belief? And this might take work out after this call, but what is it that makes you think that you don't believe in yourself? And another note that I had, I'm going to jump around here, is you don't think, so this is coming from one of you guys, you don't think that people believe in you because you don't feel successful. And I want to remind you that you are successful. Even if you signed up today, you know more than all of your followers that are not yet coaches. You have started a workout program and you know more than them about what the programs are, about how it makes you feel. You have all probably earned some sort of paycheck from Beachbody already. You may have rank advanced. And also, they don't even know what rank is. You know, even last year, we didn't hit elite as a team. And for a split second, I was like, oh, man. And then I was like, literally no one outside Beachbody freaking knows what elite is or premier or 10-star. Or they don't know. So people think that you're successful. It's all about, and I used to live by this, is like fake it till you make it. Pretend you're a top 10 coach if you want to be a top 10 coach. Pretend that you are earning $1,000 a week if that's your goal. People don't know, and people don't, but so the comment was, you think that people don't believe in you because you aren't successful. People believe in you and they think you're successful. Both. No one, if they don't believe in you, it's not because they don't think that you're successful. I'm sure people don't believe in me and I'm pretty successful in this business, you know, so it's not related. Belief, is all internal. It's what you believe, but also success. What does success mean to you? And I want to challenge you guys to think about that and have an answer, because that will determine what you have to do to not only truly be successful, but also get you to think that people think that you're successful. Okay. So it's kind of loaded, but follow me. So if you think that you are not successful because you've never finished a workout program, finish a freaking workout program. If you think you're not successful, or if you think that other people think that you're not successful because you've never earned a paycheck, go freaking sign somebody up. It's not rocket science. It's finding supporters, family, friends of friends, your mom, your dad. And no, not everybody has that. So if you have signed up, your mom and your dad or your spouse or whoever, they support you. Guys, there are coaches on our teams where their parents, we want to get into my parents. Their parents will not sign up. They don't have any support. So the fact that you were able to sign up your mom or your dad or someone, you've sold them on your belief in your vision, in your business, and all of that. So you are successful even with the people that you do have signed up. If it's something else, if it's I don't know what other ways you can not feel successful, but do the thing that you know you're not doing. Follow the workout program, stick to the nutrition plan, earn an income, even if it is a little bit every week, because what that's also doing, again, the outside world doesn't know, but it'll make you feel successful, it'll make you feel better, but it's depositing little coins into your jar of belief. Every time you do something that you say you're going to do, it's belief and motivation. I heard somebody else say it in terms of motivation, like you never wake up motivated. You're motivated by doing what you say you're going to do. So by hopping on this call, you said you were going to do it. You can cross it off. You're going to feel good. You're going to want to go do something else afterwards. So do what you say you're going to do, and that's going to build your success. It's going to build consistency, which will build even more success and belief in yourself. Also, another thing, I won't call out the person that said this, but a couple people agreed with her that you can't be a Sam, which kind of broke my heart. Well, it made me feel really good that you think that I'm amazing, but you can't be a Sam leading hundreds of people. So a couple of my thoughts on that. One is, you don't need hundreds of people. You need 5. All the top coaches say you need 5, and then help each one of those 5 find their 5. And then help them find their 5. That's it. And yes, there's hundreds of people on our team. I should look in Fit 5 Strive. It might be like 300, but this is one of my, like, I don't know what to call it. It's not motivating, but it's the truth. And I feel like if you expect this, then it'll prepare you better. But not everyone who signs up is going to believe in themselves and be here a year from now. So while there may be hundreds of people in Fit Vibes Tribes, guess what, guys? You are the ones showing up right now. You are the ones, 17 people. And I know people are working right now, but of those hundreds, this is the runners. You guys are the runners. So know that numbers don't mean anything. You can have such a powerful team culture, a powerful income from your team, all of that, truly with 5 people. Now, to find those 5, it's going to take a while. I would say that Deed's one of my 5, and I signed her up 4.5 years into my business. 4.5 years of me showing up every single day before we got connected, right? Crazy. Even Gretchen, my twin sister, took her 2 years of me showing up every single day before she signed up as a working coach. Another note I wrote down is start with one person. And if you have a coach on your team, dig in with them. And everyone always says, like, match your coach's energy. I do think that you have to raise their energy. It is our job as their coach to bring them up, to make them happier, to feel more confident and all of that. But trust what they're showing you. If they're not on the team calls or watching the recordings or sending you their bats or sending you conversations, move on to somebody else. But for those of you guys that don't have coaches yet, start with a challenger. If you don't have a challenger yet, start with a prospect. Even if they haven't signed up yet, send them a recipe. Check in on them. See if they want the free. Just like start with something. Lead one person. And again, it's going to slowly but surely build belief in yourself that you are a leader, that you're already leading people right now. And one of the bigger things too is don't go away. You know, I showed up every freaking day still for 6 years, even with my Instagram being hacked, even with, I don't know, feeling sick and all these things. Show up and don't go away. People, they lose belief in you when you go away. They don't lose belief in you when you're still showing up, right? So even if you're going through a difficult time, show up. You don't have to say what difficult time you're going through, but show up for yourself. Stay accountable to your own journey. They have no idea that you're not doing the coaching activities. That's why when I hear all the time, like, people want to take a break from coaching, which is totally fine. There are times you do that, but post. Like, if you plan on coming back to coaching, post. Like, they will have zero clue that you ever took a break from coaching. So just show up the second you go away for an extended period of time, which is different for everybody. If you're new, you've got to work 10 times harder just being consistent, because people are waiting for you to fail. People are waiting, not that they're betting against you, but how many of you know a coach that has signed up and they're no longer coaching? Right? I'm seeing nods and hands. Yeah. It's normal. While income in Beachbody is 1000% real, not many people are willing to put in the work and the consistency and the time to make it happen for them, which is why they quit. They think that it's going to be an overnight success. People expect that from you. And to me, that is so fucking motivating. I'm like, no, I'm totally proving you wrong. So make sure that you are consistent in your activities, that you are showing up for yourself, and that you're here through it all.
I have a note on that. Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
So I didn't listen to the full thing. I was letting it. But I just had a coach sign up with me, I think earlier this week or over the weekend, who is someone who was a coach with me before, like over a year and a half ago, I think, maybe even 2 years ago. And we haven't talked. She fell off the face of the earth and was going through whatever she was going through. And so she just stopped coaching. She didn't even tell me, she just stopped coaching. And I would follow up with her every now and then, but we did not talk. And I haven't followed up with her in a year. But she signed up with me again because she saw me still being consistent. She just as easily, if I was not showing up, could have signed up with a different coach. But because I was posting each day, because she knew I was still a coach in the first place, she right away was like, hey, it's better timing for me now. How do I do this? She called Beachbody on her own and got herself signed up with a challenge pack on my team. So a lot of this too is behind the scenes. You might feel like no one's watching, but that's happened too with challengers. I had someone that I invited reach out. She said no to me. She reached out to me a year later and said, okay, I'm ready to be just a challenger. So many people have reached out to me, but you reached out to me years ago. So I wanted to sign up with you first. So just know it's often behind the scenes. You won't feel like it's happening, but people are watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I almost don't want to share this because I don't want you guys to be like, where is it for me? But that experience happened twice to me in the past 24 hours one person yesterday reached out saying, okay, I want to learn more about coaching on your team, which for me, I'm like, you do? Like, no one ever says that. And then it happened this morning too. Like a girl, I think that we were talking on my old Instagram, but I have no history conversation with her anymore, but I've sent her 2 messages since October. She's ghosted me. She messaged me this morning wanting to coach on my team. So, and she's ghosted me, and I like had no, and she doesn't like my post, or else I would have reached out more. So yeah, a lot of it is just showing up behind the scenes. They are watching. So even those followers might not be liking all of your stuff, you pop up and they make a mental note. Okay, so another one. You guys want the rank, the income, the team culture, all these different things, but it seems impossible for you. So first, there's so many coaches right now that are like wanting diamond, but it seems impossible, or wanting to earn a certain amount of money that you've set. And maybe you've even had that strategy for it, but it just seems impossible. So first thing I want to ask you is, why is it impossible? What part of that rank or income or team or whatever it is that you're not achieving, why does it feel so impossible for you? And then ask yourself, is it true? Right? Is it true that you've never recruited a working coach? Is it true that you've never mentored anyone to get to Emerald? And if you're new, that probably is true, but this isn't what you'd be saying. But is it true that you've never inspired someone via your post? No, I guarantee you have at least one like, and people truly like it. People are very selective these days on what they like fit double tap. If you get a double tap from one person, they are supporting you and they read most of your post. So is it true that what you think is impossible, that you've truly never done it before? Because I guarantee you have. And that's the second part, is think of those experiences. Think of the times that you did sign somebody up, or you did mentor somebody, even to sign up their mom and their dad, or you had a really successful post. Because again, it's about building that bucket of belief in yourself, realizing you've done it before. And yes, maybe it was 3 years ago or a month ago, and it might look different now. Like my business, I do things completely different now. I mentioned at the Connecticut Super Saturday that when I first started, we had to post 5 times a day. That was the thing. And the best posts were pictures it was dark, like a darker picture with words over, like quotes, like a quote, full quote on your picture, which now like it's too busy and people would scroll right past it, and that might not get any likes at all. But it's like systems change and things change. But you've done it before. You've signed up somebody, or you've earned $1, or somebody said thank you for helping them feel better. So build belief in yourself that you have done it before. And the team culture starts with you. And this is a big thing that I've realized. I feel like we've always had a good team, but I feel like within the past 6 months, I don't know if you guys feel this, but I feel like we're a bonded team. Like we all care for one another and truly want to help one another. And there's even 17 people on this call right now on a Wednesday at 3:47, like that. But it starts with you and the type of team you want to have and the type of leader you want to be. Take what you want from myself or Raina or Leslie or whoever. And when you remember, you talked about leading one person, lead that one the way that you would want to be led. Lead that one, become the leader that you want to be. I knew there are certain things that I really like about Raina's leadership styles and certain things that I would definitely do differently. And so I just thought, in my dream team, what would I be doing? How would I be speaking to them? Would I be posting motivational quotes every single morning? Would I focus on belief or yell at them, or, like all these different things? Think about the type of leader you want to be and be it. Kind of like we were saying, if you want to be an elite coach or a diamond coach, act like it. And I swear, it's like fake it till you make it. Once you start acting like a diamond leader or an elite coach or a leader in general, people come to you, and because they sense that and want to be a part of it. And also you do things. So I knew, especially after Tony Robbins, that I wanted to create a bigger team culture, which is why we started local hangouts. And I still think that it's in the beginning. Like Coley started the morning workout Zoom links, I want to say like a year ago, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And just now, like the past couple of months, it's not uncommon to have 8 people on in the morning, which feels amazing. But it was 2 years of it being literally me and Coley, or Coley and Gretchen and one of her coach, like not very many people, or just Coley. So it takes time. And I think that that's going to be the same way with local hangouts. But think of what type of leader you want to be, what type of team culture you want to have. And another thing too, it can change. Another common thing I hear from coaches when they start to want to build a team is, I don't know what my team name should be. And I love it. Should be meaningful and give you hope and inspiration and all of that. But I was Sam Superstars for probably a year because I didn't know what to call my team. And then I was Team Supercharged for super fit, super focused, super fun. And I made is there anyone? Yeah, Chelsea was on the team too. So that was me for like, I don't know, 3 more years. And then I was like, I'm growing out of that. So I came up with Fit Vibes Tribe. So don't think that you are going to go from signing up as a new coach to an amazing leader overnight. It happens over time because you change over time and you tweak what you want to become the person and the leader that you want to be. Remember that? I had tank tops and coffee mugs. We should do that for Fit Vibes Tribe. Okay. Oh, another thing too, since you guys have been successful, right? So once we're starting to think of these, raise your hand if you can think of something you've been successful with your business, either signing somebody up or earning $1 or advancing a rank or finishing a workout program or doing a successful post, right? Think of, if you start thinking before you work every day, what if you led not with like, oh, it's impossible to do this, but oh, it's so possible. How is it so possible for me to do this? You're going to do everything differently. You're going to invite out of hope and inspiration instead of fear and desperation. You're going to build a team out of excitement versus a team out of, I really want an income this week. So what I want you guys to do is think of 3 things that make you happy, that would make you feel like you've made it in this business. 3 emotions. Would you feel free, happy, spontaneous, successful, hopeful? 3 words. And then your task is to do one of 2 things or both. 1, write them down in your alarm to go off throughout the day. So write down, for me, freedom is like the biggest one right now. So I would write like maybe I am free, turn it into an affirmation if you want, or if you have 3, freedom, security, and passion. Write that down and have it go off a couple times throughout the day just so you can look at it and be reminded, like, step into that version of you, not the version of like, fuck, I didn't get a paycheck this week, or what am I going to do, or why is nobody signing up? You're constantly being reminded. And at the very least, set that alarm to go off right before you work your business. And then the other thing is turn it into affirmation. So say like, I am free, or I am a leader, and truly believing that, because if you still don't believe in yourself and you're telling yourself that, your mind, as Tony Robbins says, it's going to say, it comes in like, I'm a leader, it's going to say bullshit, and it's going to pop right out, right? You have to truly believe into your core that this is who you are. And the way you do that is by, before saying it, just being so grateful for your life, for having this team where truly every single one of you, we're here to support one another, for going on these trips with us, for having these amazing trainers inside our homes, for just being so grateful. And then when you say that you're a leader in this organization, you truly feel it. And you just keep doing it over and over and over again until you just know that you're a leader. And then you've got to up your game, set a bigger goal. So you can write down those affirmations, write them down every single morning, if not also right before you work your business, whenever that is. Okay, almost done with my notes. Okay, 3 more things. I haven't seen the success that I want in 4 years into this business, so how can I lead others there? And Grat was saying this too, like how we have very different stories. And I guess this goes into one of my other things. Don't compare your chapter 1, as they say, to somebody else's chapter 11. And I'll get to the 4-year thing, but you have no idea what is motivating somebody. For example, I've been coaching for 6 years. Raina has been coaching for 6 years and 6 months. Raina signed up 6 months before me. So I could very easily start comparing myself and say, why isn't my income where it's at? Why don't I have the number of coaches that she has? Why don't I have the following that she has? Right? I could very easily fall into that trap. But it would be unfair because A, it's not doing me any service. If I lead from that, nothing would be done and it would be awful. But also, I don't know what motivated her in the beginning. Knowing her story now, at the time when she started, she had a drug addict of a husband, 2 kids, not living in a very good area. And I was just la-di-da, over working at GE, loving my full-time job, just wanting to get a little extra income. She probably worked harder than me, more consistently than me, did way more than me because her vision was that much bigger than mine. So you don't know the vision that somebody else has and why it's their vision, right? Like you might have the same goal, but do they truly want it worse than you do? Will they do more than you to get there? So make sure that your vision, A, it's personal. It has to inspire you, but that you've truly got that fire behind it. And I always say to reevaluate your vision every year. Things change and that's totally normal, but make sure that your vision excites you. It gives you butterflies the same way that it did a year ago. And it should change, right? Like a lot of you guys are shooting for diamond by the end of the year. By January, that's going to be old news. You're going to want to go for 2-star diamond or 5-star diamond or something. So again, up your game as you start to build belief and as you start to accomplish these things. So don't compare your vision and also consistency. Did Raina ever fall off? No. Were there days that I probably didn't post? For sure. I definitely wasn't consistent every single day. Definitely consistent. But when you fall into that comparison trap, if you want to go there, really think, are you doing all the things? Are you as consistent? Are you doing all the things? Right? Or are you 4-3-1ing every single day versus inviting and following up with people? And yes, just don't, you also, when it comes down to doing all the things, like for me, I knew I wanted to build a team right away. A lot of people don't, and that's okay. But I knew that I wanted to build a team. So literally my first month, I was also promoting coaching. And a lot of coaches that I mentor don't start even talking about coaching until they're like a year in and they wonder, why am I not, I'm only earning retail commission. It's like, well, start talking about coaching. So again, just think when I say, are you doing all the things? If income is your goal, start hosting your own sneak peeks consistently. Start talking about the coaching opportunity consistently. Start signing people up as customers, getting them results, and then invite to the working coach opportunity. All of those things. Also, focus on what you have done. Say you are. I see a couple of you in here. Some of you signed up at the same time as I did. Some of you signed up a couple weeks ago. But think, what have you done? Because you are improving. I guarantee it. It might not be at the rate that you want, but you are improving. You are a different person today than the person that you were when you signed up. And I can confidently say that. Like looking at each one of you guys on here, I can pinpoint things that I remember in conversations or just the attitude that you had or fears that you told me that you had before you started coaching. You are already improving. So again, focus on that. Don't get stuck on it feels impossible, or I've been doing this for so long, or it's not for me. It is for you. You are improving. Focus on those things. Focus on setting a vision that gives you butterflies that you really, really want to work really, really hard for, and lead from that space. And last but not least, this was something that came up on a call from last night. One of our girls said that they just don't have the discipline to make it happen. And my question, again, always ask yourself, when you start thinking of limiting beliefs, like I don't have the discipline, I'm not a good leader, blah, 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 ask yourself why. Why are you telling yourself that? And so for discipline, why do you not have the discipline? And for some of you, it might be that you're just so busy. Might be like Gretchen that you have 4 jobs at one point. It might be a legitimate excuse, but start flipping it and just saying you do have the discipline, especially because you're busy. I had the biggest growth in my income my first 2 years of coaching, which is when I was working full time. And I truly believe it was because I probably got more work done in those 1.5 to 2 hours a day than I do now with my 8-hour Beachbody days, because I had to be laser focused. So you have the discipline. Again, it's about building that belief. And so don't commit to more than you know you can do. If an hour of work seems like a lot of work, don't do an hour. Or people like Coley, if you're falling asleep at your desk, stop working the second you drop your eyes for the first time. So what I challenge you guys to do for discipline is break it apart into smaller chunks, even 10 minutes at a time. Choose an activity that you want to do and do it for 10 minutes and do it. And then back to what we said earlier, when you do what you say you're going to do, you're going to be motivated. You're going to be like, damn, I just finished that. I'm so disciplined. And then you go off and you play with your dogs, or you cook a meal or whatever, but you did it. You did it. And so build belief and discipline in yourself by having that plan. Like, who was it up earlier? Who said she OCD? Amy. She's OCD. She has a plan. She's going to do what she says she's going to do, even if it is 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And then what all this comes down to, you guys, is progress. No one wakes up motivated. No one does. You get motivated by doing what you say you're going to do for long enough till you start seeing progress, whether that be income or rank or one new coach signed up or whatever. Then you get motivated because you prove to yourself you can do this, and it just happened, and oh my gosh, you want to do it again, and so you do it again. And then, oh my gosh, somebody else signed up and you got more income, and oh my God, you're going to do it, and then you're going to do it again. So motivation does come. You can fuel it, but it's fueled by progress, which is fueled by doing something, which is fueled by having a vision big enough to do something. And so kind of work yourself back and just do it consistently, have something that excites you. If you're saying that you want to be a diamond coach just because everyone says they want to be a diamond coach, and you feel like, I would be happy if I heard you say that you want to be a diamond coach, you're never going to be a diamond coach because it doesn't do anything for you. And it doesn't all have to be about rank or income or anything. Find something that truly motivates you. I think that was the last. Oh, I was talking to Gret because this topic came up like an hour before our call, and I was like, I have so many thoughts and I don't know what to say at the same time. And one thing she said was, imagine what this world would be like if everybody believed in themselves. Nothing would stop us. And it's so true, because yes, we're still going to fail. We're not going to hit ranks that we want to hit by the certain date that we said we wanted to hit it. We're not going to reach income goals, but that doesn't mean you don't have to believe in yourself. Set another goal. And when something shitty happens in your business, I told Amber this recently, when something shitty happens, my mindset is, I can't wait to be speaking on stage at Summit someday talking about this. Like, this is my success story. Other people are like, I'm probably going to quit tomorrow. So I challenge you to see things, and all that is, you guys, is mindset. Right? It's one person over here, one person over here. The person over here is going to keep working and set the new goal and just move the date back and keep going for it. The person over here is going to cancel. And kind of like we talked about earlier, you're going to attract people like that, and it's going to suck. But if you stay in that mindset of growth and always like keep going no matter what, you're going to get there, and you're going to fail for it. That's what failing forward is. Everyone's going to fail. We've all failed before, which is why you guys are feeling stuck and you don't believe in yourself, but that doesn't mean it has to stop you. You can use that and keep going and fail forward again, and just fucking believe in yourself. You guys are amazing. And I really feel like our team, like Gretchen said, the world would be so different if people believed in themselves. But going into 2020, if we can master this now and squash all those limiting beliefs, like, we are all going to blow up. And it's my goal as your leader for you guys to match me, like my income, my rank, all of it, or surpass me. That's truly where I see you guys. I have this visualization, then I'll stop talking after this because I'm rambling. But every now and then when I'm doing my gratitude in the morning, I picture you guys. Then I picture like us as a team. And this one time, it was so weird because we were like we were all at Summit and kind of like floating. Sounds really weird talking about it. We were like rising and floating, and then you guys just blow past me, and I'm just still here like looking up at you guys, and I love it. So that's what I think of when I think of you guys and our team growth. And I know that it's possible. You guys just need to believe in yourself that it is possible too. When is Summit? July, right?
I think so.
Summit. So do you guys have any questions or any other limiting beliefs because we just talked belief. There's whole other thing of what are those limiting beliefs for you. So maybe after this, write down those and then tweak them to be a positive affirmation.
And also, at least for me, realizing where they come from was very, what's the word? It allowed me to release them so much quicker. And so like, I'm trying to think of an example right off the top of my head, but there was, I don't know, a limiting belief that came from feeling belittled from an ex-boyfriend. And so as soon as I realized, oh, I only feel that way because this Joe Schmo said this or did that, that's not actually true. And I was immediately able to release it because I realized that he was an asshole. So sometimes just thinking about where your beliefs have come from, it's much easier to let them go versus just holding on to that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Chelsea said, I've never believed in myself more than I have in the past 2 weeks. Thanks, Sam, for pushing me. Funny story about that, you guys. Chelsea texted me, I think, and was like, so my team's not going to hit Premiere. And I was like, oh no, why? What do you need? And she needs like a diamond. And I remember her telling me that she was going to try and build her mom's account to diamond. And I was like, so really you're doubting that you can sign up 12 coaches in 16 days? And she's like, well, fuck. Okay, I'm going to go work. And she truly has been since then. She's doing all the power hours all of the time and on this call and all of that. So it's so true. It's just like, tweak it. Like, but why not? Just ask yourself, why not? And what if she doesn't hit it? She's still going to be so much further ahead than if she wasn't going balls to the wall for the past 2 weeks. Thanks, Shannon. Brenna said, how do you discover your limiting beliefs when you're not aware of them?
Yeah, that's good. Your limiting beliefs are your doubts. Who said that? Brenna's asking that?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have any limiting beliefs, then you 1000% believe in yourself and everything that you do, which if you do, awesome. You host the next call. But like, what doubts do you tell yourself, or what negative things do you hear yourself say?
So maybe I should have been like more specific when I told her to type in chat for me. I'm over here folding laundry. But so before I hit Diamond recently, I had like self-limiting beliefs that I wasn't actually aware of, or like I didn't know that I had them. And so I guess what I was more like prompting you to talk about for whoever watches this, but I think that sometimes we think that we're, just not good enough to do this, or like we can't do it or whatever, but there's things that are like whispering in our ears that we're not aware of, if that makes sense. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but I did have that problem before, and I had listened to an audiobook called Stop Doing That Shit, I think it was called, and that made me aware of all the things that I thought about myself that I didn't even know I thought about myself. So even if you think you know all your self-limiting beliefs but you feel stuck in the business, maybe you should go listen to that book.
That's I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always things like I can pick top 3 of my limiting beliefs, but yeah, just being more aware of all of them would be that much more powerful too.
I mean, I can see where Brenna's coming from though, because part of me, I don't allow myself to feel many feelings. I'm just so positive all the time, right? And I just like, I don't know, I don't want to be sad or anything. So I don't allow myself to think of things that might be holding me back. And so I didn't think that I had any until I started, the whole limiting belief concept came up, and I was like, okay, I definitely have a negative relationship with money. And start there. Like even I've been doing the Brad Bizjack training, and one thing he says, like, what's a negative thought that you had within the last week? And it was just, why is my income not growing? Or why is my my savings not growing? That alone could be a limiting belief. It's because I feel like I'm not earning enough, or I'm not recruiting enough or something. So I would challenge you guys to think about, what do you think about? Like if you could think about something, what would it be? Like, what's holding you back? Try answering that question. And if you say anything that's like, people aren't attracted to me, there's your limiting belief. If you say, people don't want to sign up with me, there's like, whatever your excuses is your limiting belief. People are attracted to you. People love your vibe. You just don't know it yet. You're not acting like they do. So that's kind of how I got there. There is also a book, I don't know if anyone read it, called Mastering Your Mean Girl. Has anyone read that yet? Yeah. Coley and Tiff did. That one I heard was good. Awesome. Anything else, you guys?
Really quick, I just want to say, okay, so I was one of Sam's first coaches, right? Or like early on.
Yeah.
And she literally, like, I feel like you have stepped up your leadership game like big time. And like, you've always been amazing, but especially lately, and your confidence, like, I feel like is like through the roof now. And
Aw.
so I think that, like you were saying, you feel like the past like 6 months or whatever, like that the team is like coming together more. And like, just so you know, that's because of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But it's cool to watch you grow too.
Thanks. And you guys, I want you there with me. Oh, thanks, Amber. Leadership goals have been through there. Thanks, guys. Oh, that's making me feel so good. But yeah, I feel like we all just have to step up. And one thing that I realized lately or recently is I feel like as the leader, my goals need to be so big so that all of yours fit within there, right? So like Chelsea shooting for 2-star premier by the end of the year, I have to be 5-star elite for that, right? Like for you guys, when you start thinking of yourselves and your future teams, if you don't already have one, don't play small. What's playing small going to do for you? Nothing. You're going to be in the same spot a year from now if you do play small. So force yourself to have a big fucking scary goal, because they're so scary and they're scary for a reason, but that's what lights your fire. That's like you just get butterflies when you do it. Even if you've never experienced that, you haven't set a scary goal yet that you really want to achieve. But think of that too. Like your goal has to be big enough so that your baby coaches all fit within there. So, and I agree that if you're a new coach, run with the people. Like Ashley LaSure, she's on the call right now, but she and I joined around the same time. She was one of my first coaches. And so we were like, both, let's get to Diamond together. Let's get to Star Diamond together. But again, a small part of me was like, I want to beat her. I have to be ahead of her. Like I want her goals to fit within mine, within my whole team. So if you're new, totally run with the people, but also step up your game and challenge yourself to do a little bit more.
People asking what stars are.
How many stars do you have?
This might sound stupid, but what's 2-star diamond?
So Star Diamond, love the question. So Star Diamond, so you get to Diamond, right? That is 12 coaches, 4 on each side, and then 2 emeralds, 1 on each side. That's Diamond rank. Once you're Diamond, you get 1-star Diamond, 2-star Diamond, 3-star Diamond, all the way up to 15-star Diamond. And what that is each star is a diamond underneath you. So you then mentor a diamond coach and then 2 diamonds. And there are more specifics around sides and whatnot. For example, for 2-star diamond, you need 1 diamond on your right leg and 1 diamond on your left leg, which is really hard because I was at 1-star diamond for a long time because I had 2 over here. And that's where I'm at now. I think I have 3 or 4 on one side, but none on this side. Tomorrow that'll change. But so I'm recognized as a 1-star, but I think we have 4 diamonds on our team now. Once Steed pops over here tomorrow, then we're going to be 4-star, back up to 4-star. And that's another thing too that people don't know is that it changes, right? So once you're like, the highest we've been as a team is 7-star diamond, which we've locked in, but not everybody is diamond anymore. So got to keep recruiting, mentor new diamonds. And a big focus of mine, just so that you guys know, is not stopping at diamond. I feel like as a leader, I can build people to diamond and then people get comfortable. And we're not being comfortable next year. We're going to keep growing to Star Diamond and 2-star and beyond. So that's a little bit about Star Diamond and where we are now. My goal is ending the year as 10-star Diamond qualifying. So I need a few more of you to step up your game. Anyone want to come to the warm South during the winter? Yes, I do, Kayla. Now we're just talking 67 in Alabama. Oh, it is disgusting outside today. And it's dark. I'm sure it's getting dark everywhere, but all right, guys, we can wrap up this call. Thank you so much for believing in me and saying those such sweet things about me, but also showing up for yourselves and challenging yourselves and dreaming bigger and doing the things. All it takes is doing the things consistently with a little bit more belief in yourself. Oh, boomerang. I see you guys whipping out your phones. Okay. I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your day.